Two Laser Pen Games. Today we're just going to be taking a look at Steam Remote Play Together versus Parsec. I guess which is a better choice for what game you're playing and how many players and pros and cons of each one. First we'll talk about what they are if you don't know. Steam Remote Play Together has been released recently in the last month or so, whereas Parsec has been around for a while. And basically they both are going to let you play local co-op, couch co-op games with your friends online that you normally would not be able to, or that don't have like an online co-op play mode, or even versus games like fighting games as well. And then only the host will need to own the game, so the second, third, or fourth player, depending on the game you're playing, will not need to own the game, which is pretty nice. So you can find people that have games you don't own as well to try out before you buy them. So the way it's going to do this is there's similar programs that are going to basically detect the inputs of your friends' controllers as if they're plugged into your PC, and then you're going to stream your screen to them so they see your screen in the game at the same time you do. And it's going to try to obviously not have any lag, so everybody sees it at the same time and they don't have input lag, and you can play together. Now obviously it doesn't always happen that way, depending how far you can be or how many players, and you have to kind of test it out a bit. But we'll take a look at Steam Remote Play first, and the way you access this is by just basically, so I'm gonna test here with Dynasty Warriors. But when you launch a game, you're gonna see in the bottom right corner that you're gonna get basically this little symbol popping up. It's gonna tell you that this game, I guess, can be remote played together. Oh, here it comes right now, so you'll see that. And then what you actually have to do is Shift Tab, go open your friends list, and then you'll see once you click on someone, you can go click the remote play together, and then it will invite them, and you can decide here what you want to them to have access to. So normally you're probably going to want to turn off the mouse and keyboard, and then they'll have access to their controller, and that's all you want. Then you can also adjust the volume here. It doesn't work out very well. The in-game volume usually seems very high, so a lot of the games you're going to have to try to turn down because the volume is just insane for whoever you're playing with. They're going to have just some problems, especially if you're on Discord or some sort of voice call. They're not going to be able to hear you until you adjust the volume in-game as well, even if you have this game volume lowered. You might run into some volume problems, so hopefully they fix that in the future. And that's pretty much how you invite somebody to Steam Remote Play Together. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work right away. So a lot of times you will basically attempt to... Oh, let's out of here. I'm pressing the wrong button. But when you try to connect to someone, a lot of times... I can just close it here. Yes. So what happens is it'll disconnect, and you might have to try. Sometimes we have to try it like 7 or 8 times before it would let me connect my friend, and it got pretty frustrating. And the other thing is that after each game you play, so say I just close that game down right there, the remote play is actually going to shut down immediately after you close the game. And if you want to start up a new game, you're going to have to invite them again, which could fail and take multiple tries again, which can be quite frustrating. So the first time we tried, we only tried like 5 times and it never connected, so we gave up and thought it just wasn't working at all. So I guess it might just depend on how many servers they have open, or they've been doing some more tests with it because it's still pretty new. The good thing about the Steam Remote Play Together is that you don't really have to worry about, as far as I know, the sound basically reverbing. Although I already had mine set up, so hopefully I'm not wrong on here, but I'll explain the problem you get with Parsec, where you kind of get double sound for whoever's not the host. I don't think they have that for Steam Remote Play. I think it's all fixed. So obviously it's a lot more convenient. It's built into your Steam. You don't have to go looking for an extra program or make another account and stuff like that. So it's obviously the access is easier, but you're limited to the Steam games and only the Steam games that they let you use or the co-op on. So some of them, I believe it won't even allow you to try, even if there is some sort of weird co-op mode. They just won't even let you try. So you'll see even like with Binding of Isaac per se. So let's launch that one and see if it'll even let us. So there is a 2-player mode for Binding of Isaac. If most of you might not know this, second player can be like basically share hearts with the main player and become like a little baby to help the main player. So let's see if it would let us. I mean, I think it'll just let you click it anyway. So I guess maybe it does work for Binding of Isaac now, although I don't think anything popped up in the corner. That you'll just have to try. I guess a lot of games you'll just have to try and see if it works, because some of them I noticed for sure we tried out and it just did not work at all, like Marvel vs. Capcom 3. We attempted and it just did not detect the controller, or just not let us, so it let us connect, but then it won't let you play. So certain games will not allow access to them, whereas if you played the same game on Parsec, you'd have no problems at all and your friends will still be able to play with you. So definitely going to come down to some testing, but we'll take a look at Parsec now. So obviously Parsec is going to be another program you have to download on the website. I guess I'll put a link for it in the description, so you guys, if you want to go grab that and use it for playing games with your friends. Alright, so this the pros of this Parsec here is that you can also be playing any game you want. Now once they're connected to your computer, you'll have a friends list where you can invite people to your computer, and it's the same thing where they're gonna see your screen, but it's not gonna disconnect them until you basically tell them. You can kick them off your computer when you want to, or they can leave. And for that whole time, you can launch as many games as you want, and they'll always be connected. As well as you can find people just hosting games and create parties. So that's another thing I don't really notice that Steam has yet, where you can just look for people hosting games that you don't even own yourself to try out. And that's pretty cool, where you can just join up with people or look for them through the Parsec Discord. And you can see here Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, someone's trying to play that. Although I think some of them do actually have, you'll see sometimes people have games where you're like, well, isn't there like a online mode for that? Well, maybe it could be too that some of the communities are dead online, and you can find people to play with through Parsec that way as well. But it's pretty the same, pretty much. Just gives you more options to play. For myself anyway, I like to have it because I like to. So if you have any emulators of some older games that you want to play, or a lot of games that don't work on Steam that you want to try to play up to 4-player 2, where the lag is just different on both. So it's basically it can be all over the place. So either on Steam or on Parsec, depending on the location of the player you're playing with, or how many players, right, that you have when you're trying to stream. and how good your internet is at the time. Just there's a ton of factors, so it's really hard to calculate how your lag's going to be, but you can just kind of do tests with different games as well to see the input lag your friend's getting, or if they're hosting and also the input lag is bad, you could try it on Steam and then try it on Parsec after and see which one's better for that particular game. I will say though that there is the biggest con for Parsec is the sound problem, which I don't think they've fully fixed yet, where it's also going to be too loud when you go to play a game. It's going to be way too loud, and you're going to try and fix it that way, but you're also going to the person that's playing with you might get double sound if you don't have like a virtual audio cable that's basically going to redirect the sound. And they show you how to set that up I think through the site too. They have something about it, but definitely that's something you're going to want to deal with if you're hosting. So if you're not the host, you don't have to worry about it, but I like to host, so it was definitely good to set up. And I'm not sure, even if Steam has that problem, I don't have to deal with it anymore since I already set it up through Parsec. But if you guys have any other questions about it, or if there's something I missed, you guys want to leave a comment below. Yeah, let's just have a discussion and tell me guys what you think about it. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next video. Hello everyone who made it to the end of the video. This is LaserPen Games, reminding you to smash that like button, leave a comment below, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It really helps out. And if you're looking for even more content, check out my Patreon here, where I post exclusive video content every month, and you'll have access to all of that.